I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, now, I don't know. I dropped my headset. I don't know if this story is 100% accurate. I'm just going to go based off of what I've been hearing. So, there's this airline. It's an airline that I've never heard of, but there's this airline. And a guy wanted to overall, of course, when you go to an airport, you got to choose an airline. For those that have never, have been to an airport before, yeah, that's something that you have to do. You got to choose your airline. And then, buy plane tickets, all that stuff. I mean, you could do it online. But anyways, let's get on with the story. So, the guy goes to the airport with his dogs. And I guess from what I had read, that he had put his dogs like in the cargo section of the plane. And I don't know whether they were already on the plane, but if they wasn't, that's pretty much where this story gets crazy. They don't know where his dogs are at. They lost his dogs. And so, yeah, the guy is, of course, throwing a tantrum inside the airport. Because it's like, how do you guys make that mistake? It literally has, you treat it like any luggage. You treat it like anything. If it has my name on it and my address and all that stuff, just look for the luggage. And it's not like there's going to be too many, like dogs, I guess, on a plane. I don't know. But anyways, I'm like, yeah, just look for the luggage that it's got dogs inside of it and stuff. But obviously it's like, like in a kennel type cage thing. But yeah, so I'm like, how is that even possible? How is it that an airline loses this man's dogs? So I just look, I've been trying to do some sort of research. I tried finding, other things, but I'm like, yeah, I can't find nothing. And, I'm just tripping off of it. Cause I'm like, bruh, I don't know how I would handle that situation. I'm like, no, well, whatever plane, because that's, I'm like, okay, you guys gotta check the plane. And then if not, then you gotta check all these other planes. I would be thinking for these guys, because I'm like, that don't make no sense to me how you lose my dogs. Nah, bruh. I'm like, that's on some stuff where I'm like, no, like if one dog is so much as sick, you guys are getting sued. Like, no, you have to get sued. But I'm gonna try to look it up again. Airline loses dogs. There's the one on Reddit, airline ships families Nashville bound dog to Saudi Arabia. That's a completely different story. That's crazy. You just going back and forth in the country and then you find out your dog is in Saudi Arabia. It's like, why would he even be there? That's what I'm like, nah, man, y'all are acting like some McDonald's workers right now. I'm like, that don't even make no sense, where it's like, you guys, all you gotta do is just put the dog on the plane that I bought a ticket to go on. Just put them on the same plane as me. That's it. Like, I don't get that. But okay, so here's another one. Dang, there's like it doesn't happen often. We're like traveling with pets airline with the most dog deaths. Delta, the world's largest airline, transports 65.2 million domestic passengers in a year and have 43 lost, injured, or killed dogs. That's crazy. A dog was left traumatized after being stranded amongst lost luggage at Canada's busiest airport for 21 hours. That is wild. So this happened frequently. Nah, I never. If that's the case, then if there's anywhere that I gotta go, I guess like in the country, I'm driving there. If there's ever a time where I have a dog, it's either I'm having somebody watch that dog or I'm driving to wherever I need to go to. But I'm like, I refuse to put my dog in an airline and then all of a sudden I land and they're all like, oh yeah, well your dog is in Africa. I'm like, I get that I'm African American, but why is my dog in my ancestors' homeland? That don't make no sense to me. I'm like, how can you guys get that confused on transferring? All we were just doing was just going to the next, like, cause like, let's say if it's on some stuff where if I'm just taking a plane because I don't feel like driving, I'm taking a plane to go to Oregon. I'm like, all you guys had to do was just put Oregon on that dog cage. Send the dog to Oregon. It would be one thing if it was like on some stuff where the dog got like sent to a different airport in Oregon. Then I'm like, oh man, well that's unfortunate. I guess I'll just have to drive. But in a whole completely different country, Saudi Arabia, bro, nah, man. Like, is Saudi Arabia a country? Hold on for a second. Is Saudi Arabia a country in the middle? Okay, so no, it is. I just had to confirm it, but no, let's overall look it up. All right, so wait a minute. All right, so somebody said did some research and the airlines didn't lose his dogs. He was on a layover and demanded to see his dogs. I'm guessing that because it was an international flight, it's difficult to get pets on and off flights. The airline wouldn't let him see his dog, so he freaked out. Sorry, buddy, but when you fly with pets, it's kind of your responsibility to know the rules. I've got a dog, and when she dies, I can guarantee that I will cry like a baby, but what this guy did is a bit crazy. I haven't watched the video yet. I'm most likely going to watch it at some point. But if that's the case, then it's like you want to just overall see the dogs. It's like, sir, you can't do that. It's like once when them dogs pass like that line to go into the plane, unless you got like some camera attached to the dog, you won't know what's going on with that dog. You'll just have to, wish for the best. But yes, probably what it was is probably he looked up like, can dogs get lost in an airport or something or during a flight, and he's seen how many deaths that happened with dog. Well, I mean, that was with Delta. I think this was a different airline, but he probably saw that and he was all like, no, I gotta see my dogs. And they was like, sir, you can't do that. So if that's the case where he's like, oh, he's got like some privilege attitude where he's like, oh, I demand you guys to show me my dogs. No, you can't see your dogs right now. You just gonna have to overall wait until you land and then you get to see your dogs. But you can't just go back there and just be like, oh, well, I need to check. We'll have somebody check on them for you. But yeah, we ain't gonna be letting people back there because it's like, sir, we don't know what you do. You gotta understand this. For somebody that's never been in an airport before, there's rules and regulations when going to an airport. You can't get in there acting crazy. You can't get in there demanding stuff. You can't get in there just doing whatever you want to do. Okay, there is laws and rules that you have to obey by when you go into an airport. And you cannot be on those stuff where it's like, oh, well, I paid for my flight. I did this. Because, no, there's people where it's like you'll say that to them where it's like, oh, there's rules and regulations and all this stuff that you got to obey by. And they're all like, oh, well, I'm a tax-paying American. I should be allowed to do whatever and go wherever. And it's people like that where it's like that's why there are rules and regulations and laws in this world, because of people like you where you feel that privilege to just be like, oh, well, I'm allowed to do. No, because even this is like off topic, but it's still kind of on the same topic. But no, it always reminds me when I see and hear stuff like that. It always reminds me of this one time when I got a comment on YouTube and I was talking about like how like fans shouldn't just show up to a YouTuber's house unannounced. Like, I don't know you, so don't do stuff like that. It's like you have respect for that person. You wouldn't want somebody that you don't know showing up to your house demanding to go inside and all that stuff. And I'll never forget when somebody was all like, oh, well, I should be allowed to go to whoever's house I feel like going to. No, you're not. You don't make these laws and rules. The thing is this. On my own private property, okay, there are laws, there are rules, there's regulations, there's things that you have to follow and obey by. I don't care how you feel about me, you follow those rules. Plain and simple, all right? There shouldn't be no arguments about it. There shouldn't be, because let it be the other way around where I go to your house and I start acting crazy, you gonna say something about that. So that's why I'm like, when they try to like say some old dumb stuff like that, it's funny because they never want to put themselves in that situation. And talking about this guy with these dogs, it's like, okay, well, let's say you are working at your job and somebody's trying to alter how you do things there, change it up because of they got like some privilege energy. They got some privilege vibes going on about themselves. So they're like, they go to your job and let's say you're in accounting. I really don't know what accountings be doing. You know, I really never paid attention to that. Like, but let's just say they want to do the opposite at your job, at your accounting job. They want to do the opposite. They want to break some laws. They want to break some rules. What are you going to overall say about it? And I feel like he'll sit down and he'll start thinking about like, well, dang, I was acting like this at that airport. Like, you know, man, I should apologize. I shouldn't, you know. And he'll be that person where he'll make some social media posts all like, yeah, that was me at that airport. You know, I shouldn't have carried on like that. I finally understand now why. But it's like, it shouldn't even take that. You should just know that right off jump, where it's like, you can't go to places and start demanding stuff. And then you're throwing, I'm going to watch the video, but I'm going to mute it. I'm going to mute the video and stuff. So, okay, so it's, all right, so it's like, it's playing out. All right, so right now he's clapping. He's being surrounded by, I imagine, like some like TSA agents. People are kind of just standing there staring at him. Then you just got others walking. Now he's just swinging his arms and stuff. They only show like this quick video. They don't really show like a longer played out video and stuff. Okay, let me see. This is a minute-long video on Reddit. Can the quality be any better? Yeah, let's put this on 720. I was like, that quality is horrible, bruh. But anyways, all right, so it's same thing. He's just, you know, TSA agent standing there looking at him. And I think they're just overall making sure he doesn't do anything. But yeah, no, he is acting a little wild. Like, he took his backpack off. And he ain't like no small individual. Like, if you've seen me, he's like slightly bigger than me. We look like we could be roughly that. Well, no, he looked like he could be a little bit shorter. I don't know. Maybe the TSA guys are just tall. Now he's walking around, I guess, trying to get other people's attention. They're all just kind of standing there staring at him, all like, what's wrong with you? Like, what do you got going on, sir? And some guy is pointing back saying, hey, man, you might want to go over there with that type of energy. Like, I'm just trying to go home. And yeah, he's just, you know, now they're, oh no, he ran back. Dang, that dude is fast. Now he's like kind of just in their face, like yelling. Then I don't know who this woman is, but she's trying to calm him down, and he's still just like yelling in her face. Or now he's yelling in her face. Now he's being all dramatic. He's like looking up to the sky, asking God, like, please help me. I just want my dogs. Like he's just, where is this lady? Like, there's this lady just sitting there like on one of those, like, it looked like a push scooter. Now he's kind of, he is acting like a child. Now he's laying down on the floor. And he got his arms spread out like he's trying to make a snowman angel or something. But yeah, he's just losing it right now. Like, hey, I can only like really imagine like what he sounds like. And yeah, he comes off it. It's funny they put this in a public freakout Reddit page. Yeah, because this is 100% a public freakout and stuff. Like, somebody that carries on like that, I don't think I would be laid out on the floor. I would be upset. I probably would be yelling. But it's like when you start that, like, you're hopping and you're jumping around, you can't really see me doing it. But I imitate it and stuff. But you know, when you're doing that, like, oh my god, my dogs, I don't know what to do, I gotta just lay here and just be all overly dramatic. Like, here's the thing, and I know people will probably ask me, like, well, what would I do in a situation like that? So, all right, so let's just start from the beginning of all of this, right? So and I'm gonna put out both scenarios where it's like they either lost the dogs or the dogs are on the plane and he can't see them. So let's say it's a situation where they lose the dogs, right? So if I ask, like, you know, like the front desk people or whoever, I'm like, hey, my dogs were supposed to also be here. Where are they? They haven't, you know, they haven't went through that little, like, that belt thing that goes in a circle. I don't know if that's where you get them or if there's a different area, but like, where are they? You know, I'm like, I'm confused by that. Like, where's my dogs? And they're all like, oh, you were the dog owners. Yeah, we don't know where your dogs are at. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know where my dog? You can't just call the airport and see what plane it got on. Just see what plane it got on, and then we can figure it out from there. I'm like, you know, but yeah, call the airport and see what plane. And they're all like, and if they say some stuff like, oh, well, we can't do that. What do you mean you can't? No, if you say you lost my dogs, we need to find them, okay? I didn't lose my dogs. I've put my dogs in your guys' safety, in your guys' hands. I'd imagine that you would take care of my dogs. No, bro. I'm like, we're gonna have to figure this out, or you're gonna have to call a manager, supervisor, somebody, the police. I'm saying, because I'm like, no, that's not cool. I definitely will go to the media. If they're all like, we can't help you, I definitely will go to the media. I definitely will be contacting everybody possible that I can contact. I'll definitely make YouTube videos, podcast episodes, TikToks, everything about it, like straight exposing them people, trying to blow that situation up as possible. All right, if that was the case. But let's say if it's the case where the dogs are already on the plane, and then I'm thinking I got and I know that's the thing, I know I'm not privileged, so I never go out of my way to act like it. But let's just say I'm all like, hey, is there, I go up to the front desk people and I'm like, hey, is there any possible way I can check on my dogs? And they're all like, no, once when they're in the cargo area, they're there. And I'm like, dang, man. I was like, well, can you at least have somebody check on them for me and stuff? I'll slip you a 20, 50, 100, whatever. I just need to know if my dogs are okay. That's it. That's all I want to know. But, and then I feel like, that lady's all like, okay, well, yeah, I got a cell phone bill I need to pay. I'm like, see, I'm saying, so here, say, I'm gonna slide you this 100. All right, you just check to go, just have somebody, check on the dogs with them. Then I feel like she'll come back and she'll be all like, oh, there needs to be an extra 100. I'm like, whoa, wait a second. I'm like, you could give me my money back. I'm like, because I'm only going, that's my top paying price for it to just have somebody. I'm asking you to check on the dogs, not go and read the dogs a bedtime story. You guys will get this 100 if you need to split it with whoever, or you could just check yourself, but I ain't giving out more than 100. I'm like, so you could just give me my money back. I'm all like, and you just gonna have to figure out another way of paying this cell phone bill and stuff. So, but yeah, overall moral of the story is don't be privileged and don't have no public freakouts. Otherwise, you're going to get posted on social media. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 46 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. Also, if you are purchasing any energy drinks or sleep drinks from Poggers, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss and it will knock 10% off of your next purchase. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.